go. Oh my God, we didn't plan that. That was cute. All right, yes, Ashanti.
Ashanti.
Ashanti. Hi, everybody. We are obviously in a Beyoncé mood. You know, I hope you enjoyed that chord. It was very good. We did submit it to Beyonce, but was not hired for the Renaissance World Tour.
Who are you going to be? Backup dance? Or singer's backup dance?
Before I let go. Showed a little range there.
Okay. A little range.
Dang. That was sharp.
You want to be in Pure Honey? Because that's the name of her backup dancer group.
Yes, I'm going to be Pure Honey number 5 on as needed basis.
We'll call you.
Yeah. Well, have we said it? Welcome.
No, we haven't.
To the Manny and Shawn Experience. My name is Manny.
And I'm Shawn.
And happy to have you once again with us here on another episode as we quickly run towards 50 episodes.
Ooh.
I know. Wow.
Milestones.
Ooh. Well, here we are again. Welcome to all our new subscribers, followers, listeners, checking us out, window shopping, whatever you're doing here today.
Her, everybody.
And to our OGs that continuously follow along, listen, and watch. Thank you for your continued support.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
How you doing?
All right. Yeah, I've been talking to you about the Busch Gardens water bottle I wanted to buy. And I finally got it. Here. Oh, I don't know that you can see it very well on camera. And if you're on the audio, well, you're definitely not going to see it. But here it is. It's pretty. It's
so sweet.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. It is Busch Gardens Pride water bottle. As you can see, they went with neutral pastel colors because Busch Gardens ain't trying to get censored by the governor.
What? They had, actually, when we went, which we'll get into later in the episode, but I saw on like one of the stands where they sell like drinks and things that they had a Busch Gardens jug. Not like, it was a little bigger than this, but the same writing on the side, but it was the actual Pride colors.
Oh.
Like full blown.
Well, I take that back, Busch Gardens. I apologize.
But you had to kind of be looking for it or looking at it.
I mean, you had to be looking for this.
That's true. It was tucked away.
Tucked away in a store. It was a little bit front and center, tucked away in the very back of the store.
Yeah.
And then now it's like there's a bunch of leftover merchandise. Now it's really in the back.
So you can get some Pride merch if you're in need of some Busch Gardens.
Yeah, and you don't want it, you want a little more neutral with the pastel colors. I think it's
cute.
Adorable. Anyway, sorry to bore our listeners that aren't watching this. How have you been?
I've been really good. This week has been good because I've been excited about the Renaissance tour. And no matter what was happening this week, I knew I was going to see Beyonce. So I've been good. How about you?
I am doing pretty good. I keep looking at my hair. I'm like, I don't know what he did differently this time. It just feels really, maybe it's just my curls are finally curling as they should be. But yeah, it's been a great week. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. No more school for a while. So woohoo.
And we're on the brink of vacation.
Brink of vacation.
It is within eyesight.
It is under 30 days.
So excited.
Excited is an understatement.
It is an understatement. Like, I feel like it's been a minute. I know we went on 2 cruises this year already, but it feels like it's been so long.
Oh, it's because we usually space things out.
That's true.
And we did January, March, and then it was like dry.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, we went to Fort Lauderdale for your birthday, but I guess
that was,
we took a day off.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough of our boring bullshit. Let's get into what people are really here for. The mixtape.
They're not here for the banter?
They're not here for the banter. You hear the banter? I can banter for a whole hour, honestly.
Anyway, let's get into the mix.
You're in the mix.
Well, welcome back to the mixtape. Oh, no sound effects. Okay. Thank you. It's a little late.
Sorry.
So this week on our episode, we are going to talk to you about this thing we went to this week. It's called the Renaissance World Tour. And in case you didn't notice, oh wow, now it's full screen and we can't see the other notes.
Oh my God.
I usually manage the computer here, and it's very far from me today. So if you know me, I'm very short, including my arms, so I can't get to the computer, and Sean's just tapping everywhere. He's just tap, tap.
Look,
tapping.
bear with me, y'all.
Anyway, so we went to the Renaissance World Tour. If you don't know who is headlining the Renaissance World Tour, I don't know where you've been. It's hey, Miss Carter. I say, hey, Miss Carter.
Hey, Miss Carter.
All right, so we went to see Beyoncé at Raymond James Stadium in apparently very popular Tampa, Florida.
Why is it popular?
I don't know. It's on more TV shows than I can ever count nowadays. Ooh, let's go to Tampa, Busch Gardens. I'm like, when the hell did Tampa and Busch Gardens become a thing?
It is world famous.
It's world famous, honey. In case you didn't see my beautiful fan in the back, heated, purchased at the Renaissance World Tour.
You gonna keep saying it like that?
Renaissance World Tour?
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with that?
No.
Because my fan says Renaissance World Tour.
Okay, where?
Anyways, so we went Wednesday. We all got decked out in our beautiful outfits. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a beautiful clip show of our experience. I don't know what Sean's going to put into the video. So.
A clip show.
So I'm covering all my grounds, but
you'll see what we were wearing to the Renaissance.
If you're on our social, you would have seen already too.
That's true. But your sister came along.
My sister joined us as a featured guest to the concert. We left here about
5:30.
5:30, giving us some time. The Queen Bee said, we going on at 8. So we took her word for it. It wasn't bad getting in.
No, it wasn't bad getting in. Traffic wasn't terrible. It took us about 40 minutes to get there. On a good day, non-traffic, you can get there around 25 minutes, but it was also rush hour on a Wednesday. So
rush hour and
concert
however many fans fit in Ray J were going towards. But getting in was fine. We checked in. Oh, let me tell you, I had to channel my positive energy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to episode 41, I think. Because in the distance, we saw flashes of lightning as we were walking into the stadium.
I was like, where is he going with this story?
And it was getting dark and dark. And I thought surely we were going to get kicked out.
I mean, the rain percentage chance, I think it was like 40%. And it was like before the concert and then like around 11.
Well, the clouds didn't look like it was a 40%.
It did. And when we got to the seats, it did. Like you could see the lightning in the distance. But thankfully, like for the most part, it was pretty, I won't say cool because it was hot.
It was hot as hell.
But there was like a little breeze and it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. And it didn't rain. So we were thankful for that. Before the concert, we went and got in the merch line. Manny got his fan. I wanted a shirt. They didn't have the shirt that I wanted, which was the Alien Superstar shirt. But you can buy it on Amazon because Beyonce has an official tour merchandise on Amazon. I wound up getting a ball cap. I needed to replace one that I have anyway. So that's what I got.
Yeah, you got a ball cap. My sister got a shirt. She has some interesting merch.
She did. Like most of the shirts were pretty cool. Like tour shirts, I'm probably never gonna really wear it unless I'm going to like another concert or an event.
Right.
So I didn't really. I did want that one shirt because I feel like that's a shirt that you could just wear out anytime.
Alien Superstar.
Yeah. But some of the ones that she had there were either long sleeve or she had a hoodie outfit.
I don't know what Beyonce was thinking.
Because I mean,
It's Florida.
People buy hoodies in Florida though.
That's too hot to be wearing a damn hoodie.
I think the cowboy hat was probably the most popular item in the fan.
The cowboy hat and the fan. So she had some non-traditional items.
Yeah.
Her program was like $100.
Which I did not get.
No.
And that's usually the one thing I do get is a program, but
same.
$100 is a little steep for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it was absolutely beautiful.
I'm sure it is.
But $100 plus the tickets, plus the parking, plus whatever the hell we drank in there. Yeah, no.
So we got there probably around what,
6:30ish?
Something around there. So after we got our merch, we kind of hung out.
We watched the outfits.
The
parade of outfits.
Because there was so many things to see. And we love to people watch. And this was like the best people watching ever because there were some really great outfits and then some really not great outfits. But you put it on for the queen. So I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying there were some interesting things to see.
And some people made some decisions they just couldn't live with.
Yeah, like that one boy, he was wearing boots and like jeans and then like a harness type thing.
It's like a corset.
Sure. But it seemed like the boots weren't made for walking because...
these boots were not meant for walking.
It looked like he was already tired of being in them.
Yeah. He didn't realize he had to walk from the parking to the stadium, I think. And he was just flustered.
Yeah. And then there was the one guy who had like jeans and then had like frills. And it was like golden. And then his hair was braided and he had like the formation hat, but it was like levitating.
Yeah.
Above his head. And we were like, that took it for me.
Yeah. So, everybody was channeling their Renaissance outfits.
They were.
This concert. But she went on fairly quick. The show was supposed to start at 8. We know shows don't start on time.
Yeah. In the other places, she's been starting around 9.
9:15-ish.
Yeah.
She started here about 8:35. Yeah. It's like when the visuals dropped. I don't know if it was because they were anticipating what happened at the end of the concert. But she did start a little earlier here in Tampa, which was good. We'll tell you why at the end. So Beyonce did over 30 plus songs this evening, honey.
I have been avoiding seeing her on YouTube, the videos. I try to avoid TikTok, all of that, because I wanted it to go in blind. Like I've seen little bits and pieces because you can't escape everything because of social media. But like I really didn't want to see anything. I just wanted to go to the concert and have that experience for myself. Yeah,
I've only seen like the stage. Everybody's seen the stage. It's massive. Yeah. But I didn't really know. I didn't even like to jump into the show. The show starts out with Dangerously in Love. I had not a clue that was the opening song of the show.
I knew that part.
I did not.
Only because I had seen some things on social media. So I knew that the first portion of the show are more slower songs,
which is very and this is just based off my concert experience, did not come from me here. It's not normal for artists to open up with ballads.
No, ballads are usually saved for like middle of the show,
right?
Like they've given you a ton of energy, and then just like, look, we're gonna take it down. We're gonna give everybody a chance to sit down and catch a breath and relax a little bit, and let's slow it down.
Not Beyonce. She came straight out with Dangerously in Love.
And I'm here for it. I haven't heard her saying that in a long time live. but also her voice has matured a lot because that song was originally on her first album. And she has sung it before in other shows, but like, my God.
It was beautiful. She added more range. She was in a shimmery gown. The entire stage was like shimmery, glittery, all the lights. Like, it was just a giant disco ball, for lack of better terming. Not that she did not look like a disco ball. I'm saying the
aesthetics
of the stage. Just, it was just her opening it by herself. She came out from the floor. Bold move to open a show like that.
I loved it because I felt like the first portion of the show, the opening part, was all Beyoncé being very vocal and showing us that, one, I still got it. Two, it's better than you've ever heard it. And she really played with the vocals because I love that the music was there, but she really was showcasing her vocals that whole time.
Yeah, she definitely did. So she went in her opening act. She did Dangerously in Love, Flaws and All. Look that up if you've never heard of it. I admit I had not heard that song until she sung it.
It's okay.
My favorite, 1+1
equals 2.
Then she did a cover of I'm Going Down. Then she did I Care. And then she did River Deep. And then another song by Tina Turner. It was a tribute to Tina Turner. I can't see that far. I'm sorry.
Oh, this?
Bad colors.
I could just make that.
So that was her opening set. So her opening set was very ballady, very melodic, but just beautiful. And for me, it was strange, but then I was like, okay, this is a good way to start the show. Like, you are starting slow. People are excited. You're kind of gaslighting them a little bit because you came out real slow. But then she will transition eventually after that, obviously. So her show had like different themes or periods. I don't know what to call them.
Sections? I don't know.
Because I was reading an article Tampa Bay Times produced, and there's one part where it's Renaissance. The second part was Motherboard. The third part was that green word there with the O that I cannot pronounce.
Opulence.
Thank you. And then there's a couple more that continue after that. So her show is very segmented.
Segmented. That's a good word for it.
But amazing visuals for each of those introductions to her segments.
Yeah. So like in between the segments, there would be a video playing on the giant stage that she had.
Oh my God.
The stage was a character within the show itself. It played a major part in everything that happened.
Yes.
But yeah, so there were interludes or video interludes that played along with it. There was music, there was sounds at different times. Beyonce was speaking at different times, and each one led us into a new segment of the show. Some of them were a little longer than some, but they all flowed into what was about to happen.
Right. I thought something about the stage was, so the stage is the whole thing is a board.
Yeah, it's a video wall.
And then I feel like the center's like a cutout, which also is inclusive of a rolling screen.
Yes.
But when the screen was open and the performers, the band, and some of the dancers, or even Beyonce was up there, the way that projected onto the screen, it just felt like one entire piece.
Yeah.
Which for me felt different. And I'm sure there's an artist that may have done something like that. But the shows I've been to, it's never been like everything just flowed. It felt like one piece.
It did. It like I said, that stage was like the guest star.
I thought her formation stage was something.
I mean, the formation stage was crazy because you had the giant cube, right? And the cube was also a part of the show, like from changing colors to showing different visuals. that was a part of it. And this was like she took the cube and expanded it.
Like I thought it felt like we were going like every piece of that show felt like it was planned down to the camera where she would stand. It just flowed like you can take that visual recording and put it on streaming.
Right.
It was made for streaming.
And I hope we do get it on streaming someday.
Yeah. I can't talk enough about that stage. And I just haven't seen something like that.
No.
It flowed. It fudging flowed. And the way the stage itself evolved, because we started with bright metallic colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then as she got into Renaissance and Motherboard, the colors started coming alive on the stage. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, everything kind of had its own color scheme. And I love that. Because also like the outfits that she and the dancers would wear also kind of fit the different themes as we went through the show. But I can't say enough about the show. It is amazing. It is high energy. I sweated my butt off, but I got my life. It was everything that I wanted and more.
Yeah. So in her Renaissance section, she's saying, I'm that girl, Cozy, Alien Superstar, Liftoff, and then 7-Eleven.
Okay. The way that the stage transformed when we got to the Renaissance piece, like the Renaissance came across the whole thing, across the whole stage, the word Renaissance. It was shiny, it was sparkly, and then it completely changed. And the circle part that he's talking about became like transparent, and you could see Beyonce and the dancers behind it. And it just started with the beat from I'm That Girl, and then the rapping part in the beginning, and the beat dropped. And it was just, there was so much hype and everything going into it. And then Beyonce was wheeled out in like this mechanical thing.
There was a lot of props used in this show, which I don't remember Formation having that.
No, the most that Formation had was like the runway conveyor belt thing and the splash zone.
This was a very much more theatrical show.
Yeah.
That I've seen from her, and I haven't been to all her shows, so again, don't knock me because she may have had one. I don't know. But this in a stadium, this was super theatrical.
Super.
She incorporated robots, and it was just really, really cool. There was something I read about in the Tampa Bay Times that I really thought spoke to the show. They quoted it pretty much queer, Black, and pride, or something along those lines. Like she was unapologetically Black, unapologetic, that word, in support of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, like don't murder me for this, y'all. But when we got there, or if you go to the Renaissance tour, the stage is lit up, but it's lit up in the TV test patterns. And I was looking at it. We were talking. I was just sitting there looking at the stage. Mind you, I have seen this image on social media. I don't know how many times.
Popular image of the show.
And I'm just like, those colors right there. That's the trans flag. And then I looked again. I was like, wait, that's the pride flag. It didn't dawn on me until I was in the stadium and looking at it and putting that together. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
mind blown.
Yeah, she definitely. The Tampa Bay Times that I read said the evening was a clear celebration of queer joy,
which is great for Florida since you're not supposed to say gay here. So that's a big fuck you to Mr. DeSantis from Beyonce. But no, Beyonce has been, especially with this album, since it is dedicated to her Uncle Johnny, who was a member of the LGBTQ, has been so overwhelmingly embracing queerness in all parts of it. A big part of her dance group are ballroom dancers. A couple from the show Legendary, which we absolutely love.
Honey Balenciaga. Yes.
Carlos.
I forgot his name. His last name.
I recognized him. I was like,
there's 4 of them.
I know that he is
Ballroom.
from Legendary because I remember his hand performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is him. And I think that's just so cool that not only did she use the house music and all of that and incorporate it into Renaissance, but also taking the people from that culture and putting them on a stage in front of the world for the world to see.
Yeah, because now, I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of Beyonce's fans are members of the LGBTQ community, but those that aren't aware may have learned something new through that show, the experience of ballroom. She definitely put it on display.
Yes.
And I was 100% here for it.
All of it. There was a lot of voguing. There was a lot of house music played, even in the interludes, like old house music.
Yeah, like 80s, 90s.
Yeah. Loved it.
Yeah. After she transitioned to Renaissance, she went into what they consider the motherboard, where she did Cuff It, Energy, and Break My Soul.
Now listen, this section was hype. Like the whole show was hype. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But Cuff It into Energy, and everybody knows what happens in Energy. Everybody's supposed to go on mute. We started off well and then didn't end so well. So Tampa did. We put in a good effort. But she also came around the second time to test us, and we passed that test. We got that one.
Miss Carter. Say hey, Miss Carter. Hey. Let me hear you scream. Look around, everybody. Oh my God. Y'all are amazing.
She said, look around, everybody on mute. The second time we got it.
The second time we got it.
And we wasn't even ready for that time. We knew where it was coming in the song the first time.
All right.
I loved how they did Break My Soul, and it kind of merged into the remix, right, with Madonna.
Yeah, so she did it most of the way through, and then I don't know if it was after or before the second verse.
It was towards the end, yeah.
It was towards the end. It went into the Madonna remix,
which acknowledges a bunch of leading people in female artistry.
Yeah, and they also played. You could hear the beat of Vogue itself, Madonna song, and her dolls, which is the voguing group.
Yeah,
that is part of the dancers, were voguing as they were walking, and then acknowledging everyone that she shouts out in that song.
Yeah. So that was a very hype section, and definitely put queerness into the center of the stage.
Like that whole section, like I really got my life from that.
There were some people around us that I don't think understood that section of the concert. But I was here for it. They kept kind of looking around like, what in the hell is happening? But first of all, we know Honey Balenciaga because of Legendary.
And watching the Ballroom channel we watch on YouTube.
Yeah. So to see her out there, I was hyped. I mean, I was hyped to see Beyonce, but I was even more hyped for some reason to see Honey, because I heard she hadn't been in some of the shows, and I'm like, fuck, you gotta come to Tampa. So it was really exciting to see her. And then she transitioned into the what? Opulence, which goes into Formation, Diva, Run the World, My Power, and then Black Parade.
So this section also got everybody
and Savage.
hyped.
And Partition. Yes, this section, like she built it. Like it built. It just kept building.
It kept
building.
building.
You know, now that we're sitting here talking about it, I'm like, okay, now I see where you started slow. You just built your show.
Right. We started slow so that we didn't have to slow down because the rest of the show was party.
Right.
We gon' party.
Right. There was a lot of dancing involved in this section of the show. Blue Ivy Carter came out, which I think was the loudest I've heard the crowd all night. Like my ears pierced. When Blue Ivy Carter came up from under the stage and then just started tearing up the dance floor.
Look, I love this show. So before we started recording this, we were watching the Atlanta show because it's on YouTube, like the full thing's on YouTube. And we saw how they went up for Blue Ivy. But I have to say, I believe Tampa went up even more for Blue.
Yeah, and I think he's talking about we were watching the Renaissance tour on TV from Atlanta.
Yes.
Before we started recording this pod. I just want to clarify that. Yeah, I feel like we were way louder, and no disrespect to Atlanta, but my ears pierced and then we would not just shut the fuck up.
No, they were, and after it stopped, right? And they were just standing there at the end of
Partitions? No.
My Power. Tampa just started chanting blue, 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 blue. It was such a moment. I loved it.
It was great. And then from there we go into Anointed.
Ooh.
Hallelujah, where she did Church Girl, Get Me Body, Before I Let Go, Rather Die Young, Love on Top, Crazy in Love. And that was kind of a little bit more of a kickback.
Yeah.
Right. To older songs besides Church Girl. That section featured these gowns where they ran through like a black light.
And it changed colors.
Which I thought was really, really cool. They didn't wear it for very long, but but it was cool to watch that transition. I mean, the attention to detail here was
crazy.
Really crazy. This was a really good section for me too, because it had a lot of songs that I like. She also did a lot of musical arrangements that kind of teased you, like, I'm going to go this way, but she did not go that way.
Right.
With the beats of songs, which at times got me a little upset because I'm like, damn, I really want to hear that song. But, and even the interludes gave you some of her older music. Mm-hmm. So she didn't perform some songs that we'd like to hear, but she found a way to integrate it back into the show.
So this section for me, I went off because Church Girl is literally my favorite song on the album. And then Get Me Body came right after it, which is another one of my favorite songs. I lost my mind.
If you ever see Shawn in the club and Get Me Body comes on, you won't know who the hell he is.
Look, I don't know how to act when that song comes on. I'm just saying. I don't.
I'd rather die young and live my life without you.
That's cute. Before I Let Go, that was a moment.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think we all had fun with that.
They started doing
the electric slide. Love on Top. Beyonce stopped singing at the end part and let us sing. And we just kept going. And we was like, is she going to take over at some point?
Like, my voice can't go to that octave. Right. It went on pretty long. And I was like, okay, girl, we paid to see you. Take it away.
But that was fun. I think we did about 4 rounds.
I think 4 or 5 rounds.
We were just like, okay, we can't do it no more, girl.
We're like, girl, it's 90% humidity out here. We don't know how you're doing it, but we can't any further.
So then we went into
Anointed
Part 2, which we did slow it down a little bit. We went into Plastic Off the Sofa and Virgo's Groove, which are both songs where Beyonce vocally just like murders those songs. Then we went into Naughty Girl. And to move into Heated, like it was just like, okay, we slowed down for a little bit, and then she was just like, I'm gonna build you right back up.
Right.
Oh my God.
And then Mind Control, which was the closing, and very powerful statement, which I think there were quite a few powerful statements throughout the show. Even just Beyonce talking about, be who you are, be free to be. This is a safe place here, yada, yada, yada.
I loved everything that she said. I loved what she said in the beginning, where she was like, this show is about having fun. It's when she was going into flaws and all, she was like, this isn't about being perfect. And I just felt that energy from her. Like she was literally just having fun this show.
Yeah.
And I love to see an artist not only doing their thing, but also having fun along with the crowd.
Yeah. So in this final set, she did America Has a Problem, Pure Honey, and then Summer Renaissance was her closer. Now, you know what's interesting is I've talked about, I used to like Honey, but not the Pure.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it in concert.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved how she went right from America Has a Problem right into that. I'm like, okay, this worked. This worked for me. I like it. Which Beyonce came on. Is this where she comes out in a horse? She's rolled out
Yes.
Into a horse. By a horse.
On a horse.
On a horse.
By a horse.
She flew on the horse too, didn't she?
Yeah, she flew on the horse, and then they landed and she got off the horse.
Okay.
And then she flew.
Yeah. There was some quote, and I didn't write it down. I should have written it down, but it was pretty much, whoever controls the media controls the mind.
Yes. Something along those lines.
And that was such a powerful statement in that, in our political climate, not to get political, there's people trying to control what we learn, what we see, what we read, what we say,
how we act, who we are.
And that was just such a powerful statement that now essentially not one person should control anything over everybody to make us believe one thing or another as accurate.
Right.
When there is really a spectrum of differences that make all of us.
Those themes were carried out throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go see the show, there are, like we're saying, these interludes that happen. There's video that is playing, whether it is Beyonce being put together as a robot or us going through a robot vagina. Like, there is a lot happening, but there's also a message behind a lot of it. And a lot of times there'll be like words on the screen, or like Manny said, you'll hear Beyonce actually saying things. Mm-hmm. So the message is very strong that this is a renaissance and this is a safe space for everybody, and everybody has a place and no one should feel out of place. And I just love that. Like, in the crowd, it was a mixed crowd. Mm-hmm. There was black, there was white, there was gay, there was trans, every color of the rainbow, every race that you could think of, I saw at this show. And everybody was here to celebrate and have a good time. And I just feel like if the world itself was like that, if we all...
if the world was a Renaissance world tour.
If the world was a Renaissance world tour, it would be such a better place. I'm just saying.
I felt no judgment. Yes, I was people watching.
I mean, I'm always going to people watch.
But it really does. It's one of those things where you're like, yeah, it just does feel like a safe space.
Yeah.
And it was great. It really, truly was. She closed with Summer Renaissance, where she levitated into the air with a giant gown and fur coat, tail, and everything. It was gorgeous.
Loved it.
Confetti everywhere. It was really Summer Renaissance. Please don't knock me. It's just not a song I can get into. I don't know why. I just can't get into it. So I was a little down. That's how we closed the show. But, I'm like, oh, Beyonce's in there. This is cool.
I mean, I like Summer Renaissance, but the whole Renaissance album, I can listen front to back. It's fine. She did do a few songs. We heard a few songs got cut.
Yes.
I think Thick was one of them. I don't know what the other two might have been, but
I think is one of my favorite.
I cannot say enough about this show. If she is coming to a town and you haven't seen her, I would suggest going to see her. Even if you're in the nosebleed section, it won't matter because that stage you can see it from space.
You can see it.
I feel like the stage was meant for people that had the cheaper seats because
I'm not just cheaper seats.
I
was in the 100s and I was looking at that video board most of the time. So that's great. See, get a seat in the 300s because honestly, I couldn't see much in the 100s either. I was looking at the screens most of the time. So
yeah, I don't know. I had a great time. It's a phenomenal show. It's a powerful show. I felt like everybody could just be themselves there and there was no judgment, like Manny said. And Beyonce was having fun. And I just love to see that. A lot of artists will, especially early in their career, they go on tour, they take it very seriously. And they may joke around or whatever, but like, I legitimately feel like she was just having a ball.
Yeah, I felt that from her. Just like with Janet's tour, I felt like she was out there having fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like artists eventually reach that point where it's like, yes, I'm entertaining you, but I want to have some fun too.
Right. You get to a point in your career where like you have all the accolades. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Janet is a legend. Beyonce is a legend. Like you don't have to prove anything. So just go have some fun.
Yeah. Beyonce did quote, and this is a quote from Beyonce, "This is the hottest show I think I've done." She said, and y'all still gave us so much energy. I want to say thank you. Yes, Florida humidity welcomes Beyonce to Tampa.
It's been so hot, y'all.
Like, it was like 90 something when she went on, and it felt like 100 something.
It really did.
At 8 something at night. So I can't imagine her with that humidity plus the lights, the dancing.
The dancing.
Yeah. Sorry, Beyonce. But
No,
thank you for not giving up on us in that show.
So the show ended around 11:15ish. We went to head back to the car.
Oh, one thing. She did end the tour or her show with a picture of her and her uncle.
Yes, her and Uncle
They
Johnny.
put on the screens as everybody was departing.
Yeah. And she was very thankful in the beginning of the show and the end of the show. She was like, this show is about gratitude and how grateful she was for the fans and everybody coming out, whatever. So,
and she said, Tampa, last time I was here, you was in formation.
She was like, y'all still in formation?
Yeah, she remembered. She opened that show here last time. Anyways, amazing show. Like Shawn said, if you haven't been, go. If she already went to your city, whatever, and you didn't get to go find one that's nearby and drive to it. I don't know.
Drive, fly, do what you gotta do.
We have some.
Go see it.
We have some social friends that we met through social, and they caved and they bought tickets.
Yeah, so they're going to the Miami show tonight.
So like, go do it, y'all. It is a good 2 hours of your life. If you're old like us and you got to work the next day, don't work the next day.
Yeah, that probably wasn't the best choice for us, but we pushed through.
We definitely did push through. So anything else on the show?
I just want to say I'm glad it ended when it did end because when we got to the parking lot and we're trying to leave, it started pouring rain.
It poured like the Beyonce gods held off the rain for her to perform and get through the entire show. And then maybe 15 minutes after the skies opened. And nobody knows how to depart a parking lot during a concert, apparently. So we'll get on that later. One quick thing we wanted to wrap up here with our mixtape is last weekend. Yes. We went to Busch Gardens. I know we've been to Busch Gardens so much lately, and you guys are probably
that's why I was world famous.
They're like, what in the fuck? But let me tell you, as annual pass holders, they have been treating us well. They keep giving us free money, free tickets, free stuff to come back. So
They like, can y'all please come to the park and spend some money?
yeah, I know we talked a little bit about this, but it's not just Disney seeing low attendance.
Yeah.
Busch Gardens in the summer is historically busy. Weekends, busy, no matter what time of year. Anytime we've gone, the parking lot has been half empty.
Yeah, it has been, which is it's just been really weird. And so they've been doing a lot of deals and a lot of things to entice pass holders to come out. And, you know, you go in there, you going to at least buy a bottle of water because it's hot.
Yeah, and that's like $45.
Or get something to eat. So we did both.
But Busch Gardens got us back in the gates again because we went to, they did a pass holder scavenger hunt for Howl-O-Scream, which is their version of Halloween Horror Nights.
It's their spooky season thing.
Their event's a little bit more scaled down than Universal. There was one year where we went to both and we said Busch Gardens was actually scarier than Universal.
Yeah.
So they do put on a good quality event. They tend to repeat a lot of their houses. So we try to skip and go in intervals just to be like, okay, this is new to us this year. And we'll talk about Howl-O-Scream on another event, but we went out and we did the scavenger hunt. Mm-hmm. It was blazing as always.
It was really hot.
So we had 5 questions to find throughout the park. And then we had to figure out the answer.
Google
is your friend. Google.
It is your friend.
Because I don't know who the hell knew that shit. Maybe some real Howl-O-Scream. You know, there's a love for Howl-O-Scream and a love for Halloween Hornets. Maybe those people that are Howl-O-Scream enthusiasts knew all the things, but I was definitely Googling that shit.
I feel like I made it. I knew one. And that was the Igor one.
When I remembered my phone has Lens where you can take a picture and then click on the question, it automatically Googles from it. My life changed. I figured that out around question number 4.
But yeah, it was a fun time. Once we got all the answers right, we took it over to a specific part in the park where we turned it over and we got to spin a wheel. And they had some different prizes on there that you can win. We both got the Sinister prize, which meant we just got to go to a table and pick out what we wanted.
Bags, pins, magnets. Those were our choices.
I think like a patch.
And a patch, yes, a patch.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but
the other prizes were actually, well, one of them was really good. It was front access to the haunted houses once Howl-O-Scream starts, which is a great prize to have because it's super expensive.
They also had a single person entry for Howl-O-Scream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it was worth going. So we saw some people win those higher end prizes. Mm-hmm. The other thing, I don't remember what it was called. It wasn't Sinister, it was something else.
It was I don't remember what it was called.
Anyways, that you got to choose from a Busch Gardens light up skull mug or something like that. And then there was something else.
It was a bottle, right?
It was a bottle that said Howl-O-Scream on it. Yeah. So those prizes were really cool too.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun little thing to do. Mm-hmm. And you got something free for doing it. So like, why not?
Yeah, and Busch Garden won. They got money from us too because we bought drinks.
Yeah, they also gave us like $15 to spend. So
which I bought my bottle.
He bought that. I went and got me a margarita.
And I paid full price. So see, Busch Garden knows what they're doing. But yeah, that was a great little event. If you're really interested in seeing more of it, we did a quick vlog on YouTube, so you can check that out. It's streaming on our YouTube page.
You can watch it real quick. It's only like 7 minutes and like 50 seconds. So 8 minutes. We'll round it up to 8 minutes.
So if you're interested in seeing how it was or what we did, check it out. It's cute. Really, Alexis? You got to watch Schitt's Creek to know what I'm talking about.
Can I move this for you?
Sure. Thank you, sir. Absolutely. So that comes to the end of our mixtape. Should we move into what?
What's your issue?
Let's go.
Okay. I didn't really have an issue this week, but after we started talking about Renaissance earlier,
oh Lord,
I kind of do have an issue.
Okay.
I have an issue with people that go to concerts and shows and act like you ain't got no home training.
Oh Lord.
We're all here to have a good time.
Yes.
We're all here to see the artists that we pay good money to see. And we're all here to have a good time. What we don't need is someone to ruin everyone else's good time. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
There were a couple of people in our row, and then some people behind us that did not get the memo on this. Are we sharing this?
We can share this.
Okay.
The motherfucker next to me. First of all, I don't even think those were his seats, because he asked me, I don't know how many times,
Is somebody
sitting here? And I should have said yes.
And that's the telltale sign that you ain't supposed to be here.
Right. So it seems like either the two seats next to us weren't sold or the people didn't make it. These two people must have been scouring the stadium for free seats at a lower level.
Right.
I mean, I was honest. I'm like, no, nobody, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's sitting there. I don't work for Ticketmaster. I can't tell you if they're sold or not.
Are you supposed to be sitting here is the question.
That's what I said.
What does your ticket say?
Are you $3.95? You better get your ass up there to
Right.
$3.95, because when I came for formation, I was $3.95 and I sat up in $3.95.
And also, not for nothing, I pay good money to be where I'm at. So how are you just going to mosey your little ass down here and sit in these seats?
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, listen, I'm okay with you dancing, singing, having a good time. But when it gets to the point where you're consistently hitting me with the way you're moving, I have a problem with that. And again, I know we're all there to have fun. I love to dance. You know, at Bad Bunny, I was probably an annoying fan, but I wasn't knocking into people consistently or spraying them or spilling your drink on them. Like,
Or screaming in your ear.
or screaming. At that point, you were just being disrespectful.
Right.
Like, have a good time, but you don't need to be like, we're already in a small quadrant here. You don't need to be that close to me.
Right.
And I don't know how much drink fell on me. He had a water fan that he kept filling and spraying the water, which in theory it felt kind of good, but then it was
Also
just
annoying,
right? Because you're just sitting there, you don't want to squirt, surprise squirt in your eye. You hate when that happens. But it was, and then he kept saying, "Let's fucking go."
I was like, bitch, we're not at a football game.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Is there a team out there? Beyonce's delivering her music.
Right.
Sing your song and shut the fuck up. So yes, I'm with you on that. Like, have a good time, dance, scream the wrong lyrics out. I don't care. But when you're like hitting me every couple of seconds,
Right.
there's a problem.
And then the girl behind me, okay, the similar thing happened behind us because there was two girls behind us sitting in seats, and then some other girls came late, and it was like, you in our seats.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what happened because I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to watch the show.
I think they just ended up staying there because they're like, we'll do it for Beyonce. I would have said, like, bitch, you better get the fuck
I would have
up out of
told
my
you,
seat.
you can kick rocks and go to whatever seat that you were supposed to be in because this is mine. Because then when I want to sit down, where I'm going to sit? On somebody's
On
lap?
your lap? Can I borrow the seat, ma'am? Can I borrow my seat?
No, thank you. So she kept hitting me in the back when she wanted to take a picture or take a video because beside me were two other gentlemen. One was very tall. I think he was tall, a little bit taller than me. And then his boyfriend had a fan, which he kept clickety-clack-clacking. And sometimes the boyfriend was like, put it down, I can't see. And I was like, that's cute. But here she go, sticking her arm through. And I'm just like, what are you doing? There's a giant video screen here. You don't need to actually focus on Beyonce. You can focus on the screen.
Focus on Beyonce.
I mean, you can zoom in all you can
It's gonna
pinch
be
the zoom.
blurry. And Miranda Lambert don't like blurry videos.
But I'm just like, when you go to these experiences, realize that you're not the only person here. We're all fans of whoever we're there to see. And we're all here to have a good time, but don't ruin it for other people or the people around you.
Yeah.
I just hate when people are so oblivious or so drunk that they just don't realize that they are affecting everybody around them.
Yeah, I mean, have fun. Like, hey, if you were dropping it like what did she say?
A thotty.
That's fine. But every song, even when she was singing like Dangerously Love and shit, I need you to stop hitting me.
Yes. Please stop.
And I just want to give all the praise and thanks to my therapist and to something called CBD. because those two allow me to now go to concerts and be abused. Because it happened at Janet Jackson's concert too.
It did happen at Janet's concert. And
How I attract this, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
And then those motherfuckers left early at the Beyonce or at the Janet show.
I was like, really?
Like, you're really a hard fan over here. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, that's our issue this week, y'all.
Yes.
And that brings us to the end of this podcast.
We hope you've enjoyed our Renaissance review.
Yes, we hope that we brought the vision to life. I'm sure Shawn will throw some videos into the YouTube one. I am going to stitch together all of the different videos we have. So we'll eventually release that on YouTube as well if you want to just catch a melody of our recordings of Beyonce. There are some shorts up on YouTube too if you wanted to check them out. But it was really a recommended show, 100%, 10 out of 10.
100%.
And I think you'll be fine from the 300 section, 100%. Because honestly, can anybody really see Beyonce?
I mean, if you're in Club Renaissance.
Even then, I saw some people Club Renaissance. I don't know. I couldn't see her. She had some VIP right off the stage. That's where you needed to be.
I don't know. Who can afford them tickets?
I didn't even see those.
If they were
Ticketmaster.
tickets.
I don't know. Are those friends of Beyonce?
Friends and family.
Anyways, we hope you've enjoyed again this episode. I really enjoyed it.
The episode or the concert?
Talking about the show again and the concert. I kind of do want to go again and not record anything.
Same, because when we were watching the Atlanta show on YouTube, I was like, oh, I missed that. I don't remember that happening.
I know. Miranda Lambert was right. We're just missing this show.
But you need memories.
I need memories.
I need memories.
I don't know how many times I've referenced back to the videos since we got back. Anyway,
y'all.
So like I said, this is the end, girl. It's the end of this episode. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We do. Go ahead, girl. Say what you're going to say.
No, I was just going to tell them where they can find us.
Oh, yeah. You can tell us where you can find us. Go ahead.
All right. You can find us on social media on Instagram and Threads at MossXP23. You can also find us on TikTok and Twitter and all the rest of those. But that's
Anyways.
Go ahead.
And then we have our YouTube at Moss. Whoops. At MossXP23. We changed it to the same thing. I still can't get it right.
It's okay. You'll get it one day.
We'll probably change it again by the time I get it.
Yeah, so go to YouTube. Please subscribe. That's where you can watch the scavenger hunt video and our future vlogs and also the video pod.
Yeah, it's so much more fun on video. But you can watch both or listen and then watch.
Yes.
It's a whole new experience. No?
Yeah.
Did you just say that?
No. I thought you could go into the rest of the spill.
Go ahead. You finish it up. I have no clue what we're doing.
Also, if you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to write a review and rate us. It really helps us out. I see a lot of people are starting to watch YouTube, and we love that you do that. But if you are listening on the audio platforms, please leave us a review. And it just helps our pod to grow.
Grow, baby, grow. Yeah, make that beach grow.
Okay.
Are we done here? What are your last words?
Also, if you would like to submit a question, comment,
submit a comment.
You can email us at mannyandShawn@gmail.com.
mannyandShawn@gmail.com.
That's MANNYSHAWN@gmail.
I'm not repeating all that.
Okay, go. Do what you say. What
are your last words?
Go see Renaissance.
Go see Renaissance. That is his last words. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if you do go to a concert, just enjoy, but be respectful of your neighbors, y'all. Don't put your sweaty, half naked body on somebody else.
And also, when she says everybody on mute, that means shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't sing. And don't think that because you were muted for 3 seconds that you can start screaming.
That's not
It is a whole 10-second hold.
You wait until she tells you.
Yeah. She is the queen.
Continue.
She will tell you when we gonna sing. Okay? Okay.
All right.
Well, don't forget what we love to say here on this little podcast.
Do something good for yourself.
And then do something good for someone else. That'll do it. Episode 46
In the books.
in the books. And we hope you'll continue listening to us. We'll catch you on the next one. Before I let go. Dun, 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 dun. Ah. I didn't realize how much I like that song.
Before I let go.
Yeah.
You might hear it on the cruise.
You make me happy.
You gonna do electric slide with all the other black folks.
I don't know if I want to say that. I was just like, of course y'all doing the electric slide out there. Like, we are celebrating Black culture and I love it.
We are. I love that. Her and the dance was just like,
It was very cute.
it was
I
so
loved it.
good.
Anyways, we're out of here. Have a great week. We hope everyone's doing well. Stay blessed, because apparently that's something I like to say now.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, you want to snap your fan one time?
I can't reach it. Can I reach it? So for those of you on YouTube, I don't know if we'll put this in the audio. Are you putting this in the audio?
Just do what you do.
I just literally learned this at the concert. My sister had to teach me because I'm not a good gay, apparently. And I don't know how to the fan. And if you don't know about the fans, go watch a ballroom video. You'll All right, I'm out.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Look at the fan heated. Oh, look, it's the horse and it's heated. Yes, honey. Bye.